The air thins not gradually like a mountain ascent, but with a violent, instantaneous expulsion. One moment a sealed environment, the next a vacuum. This is not a controlled experiment nor a simulation. This is the unthinkable, the accidental, the sudden breach. The human body, a marvel of biological engineering, is perfectly adapted for Earth's gentle embrace. Its atmospheric pressure, its oxygen-rich air, its gravitational pull, these are the fundamental parameters of our existence. Beyond that thin blue line, where stars burn in silent, unblinking indifference, those parameters vanish. Imagine, if you can, the unimaginable. A catastrophic failure, a torn suit, an open hatch, the internal pressure, roughly 14.7 pounds per square inch, suddenly has nowhere to go. It seeks equilibrium with the absolute zero of space. The first sensation is not pain, but a profound, disorienting shock. The air in the lungs, a finite, precious resource, is ripped away. It expands explosively, bursting outwards, a desperate, futile gasp. This isn't suffocation in the traditional sense, but an instantaneous decompression. Within the first second, the body begins its rapid, irreversible transformation. The delicate alveoli, the tiny air sacs in the lungs, rupture. The eardrums, built to withstand gentle pressure changes, tear. The sinuses, filled with air, likewise explode outwards. A silent, internal detonation. The eyes, despite their resilience, begin to suffer. The moisture on their surface, along with all exposed bodily fluids, starts to boil, not with heat but with the absence of pressure. Water at near vacuum vaporizes instantly, even at body temperature. In the next few seconds, the skin, a remarkably elastic organ, struggles against the internal forces. Gases trapped within the tissues, primarily nitrogen, begin to expand. This is ebullism, the formation of gas bubbles in bodily fluids and tissues due to reduced ambient pressure. The body, no longer constrained by external pressure, swells. It's not an explosion, but a rapid, grotesque inflation. The skin, though tough, cannot contain the expanding gases indefinitely. It stretches, taut and distended, but rarely ruptures completely. The blood, astonishingly, does not boil in the traditional sense within the veins and arteries. The circulatory system, a closed loop, maintains its own internal pressure for a short time, however. The boiling of water in the surrounding tissues, the ebullism, begins to draw water from the bloodstream, thickening it, making it sluggish. The brain, deprived of oxygen, begins to shut down. Consciousness, that most precious and fragile of gifts, flickers and dies within 9 to 12 seconds. There is no prolonged agony, no drawn-out struggle for breath. Just a swift, silent fade into oblivion. The heart, a persistent engine, continues to beat for a short while, perhaps 30 seconds, pumping increasingly thick, deoxygenated blood through a collapsing system. But without oxygen, without pressure, its efforts are futile. As minutes tick by, the body becomes a stark testament to the vacuum. The swelling reaches its maximum, perhaps doubling in volume, a grotesque balloon of flesh and expanding gas. The boiling of fluids continues, relentlessly pulling moisture from every cell. The cold of space, often imagined as an instant freezer, is not the immediate threat. Heat transfer in a vacuum is slow, primarily through radiation. The body would radiate its internal heat outwards, but this process takes time. Hypothermia would eventually set in, but not before other, more immediate dangers had already taken their toll. After perhaps 2 to 3 minutes, the body, now a swollen, rigid form, begins to dehydrate profoundly. The skin, once supple, becomes dry and brittle. The eyes, exposed to the vacuum, would be severely damaged, their fluids long since boiled away. The internal organs, though protected from the direct vacuum by the skin, would also suffer from extreme dehydration and the effects of ebullism. The delicate balance of cellular life, dependent on precise fluid and gas exchange, is utterly destroyed. Over longer periods, hours, days, the process of desiccation would continue. The body would become mummified, preserved in the vacuum. A silent, frozen statue. Radiation from the sun, unfiltered by an atmosphere, would slowly degrade the organic molecules, but the overall form would remain. This is the grim reality, the unforgiving truth of space. Our bodies, exquisite machines of life, are designed for a specific environment. Remove those parameters and the very mechanisms that sustain us turn against us. The thought is not to instill fear, but to foster profound respect. Respect for the intricate biology that allows us to exist, to breathe, to think, to feel. Respect for the fragile bubble of atmosphere that cradles our world. And respect for the incredible ingenuity and courage of those who venture beyond it, protected by technology that stands as a testament to our will to explore, to survive, and to understand the universe, even its most brutal truths.